Of course, as soon as I start filming, it's getting ready to rain. I was just thinking back about some of the really cool pest control jobs I've had. I've been really fortunate to have the amount of training that I have and the amount of experiences that I've had with Africanized bees, bed bugs, all this stuff, you name it. And I was just thinking back to a time when we had the contract from McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas, and we were on call, me and a group of guys that had the emergency phone. We had what they called a bee phone. It was for Africanized bees. If they ever was an emergency, you could call us 24 hours, and we would rotate. So I would get calls. It would be Friday night. I'd be out with my friends. We'd be at Makino's sushi bar, and it would be the Metro Police Department calling and saying, "Yeah, we're out here at McCarran International Airport on runway blah blah." I'd be like, "Hold on, I got to get a pen, you know." And they'd be like, "We've got an airplane going outbound to Hawaii. It's got Africanized bees. They've attacked some of the maintenance people that got close to it, and we need you guys to come out here. What would your ETA be?" And I'd be like, "Fuck, it's 7 o'clock in Las Vegas on a Friday night. I don't know, 30 minutes." They go, "Can you make it sooner?" Yeah, I'll do the best I can. So you'd go out there, you know, go get your truck. Sometimes my boss, if you were on 24-hour call, if you weren't drinking, my boss would just let you drive the truck, you know, so you didn't miss anything, so you could just leave from wherever you were at. He knew I wasn't, I was Mr. Fucking health and fitness back then. And, you know, they would call, you'd pull up to the gate number 3 or whatever. They'd buzz you through with security, fucking fly out onto the tarmac. There you would be with a huge jet with these... with the things, you know, they'd turn them down so, you know, you could hear, and you'd be out there talking, and the police would go, "Hey kid, do you know how to use a skyjack?" And you'd have this helmet on and, you know, all this bee stuff on, and they'd go, and they'd go, I'd go, "Not really." And they go, "All right, here's how you use it. This goes up, this goes down, this goes forward, this goes backwards, and this is an emergency stop. Good luck." And I go, "What do you mean, good luck?" The cop's like, "I'm getting back in my car." So I'd go up, you go right up, and all of a sudden you're 15 feet up in the air looking right at the pilots, and they're waving at you. And you'd take Dawn dish detergent and water, and lightly, you know, you'd get a couple bees that would bust you, you know, try to headbutt you back, you know, because they're Africanized bees, but you would get the soap and the water in a nice mist, and what it would do was make them think it was raining, and it would get closer to them, and they would you know, get, you know, that's what they do when it rains. They get turned into like almost an apple or a big grapefruit, and the soap would get in their mouth and choke them to death, and then they just fucking fall off the airplane. And that's what we would do, you know. I've gotten, man, some of the I went into an apartment complex near Fremont Street that had sat empty, and there was a wasp nest on the 3rd floor in a bedroom that was probably half the size of my truck. And the guy goes, "Bro, there is so many wasps in there, you can't even open the door," you know? So I ended up putting on an extra suit. You know, you're sweating your ass off. It's 115 degrees. You'd have 4 things of Gatorade. You know, you'd go in and do your job and crack a hole in that thing and start. You'd have a gray, I forget what it's called, an Actisol machine with, I forget the names of the stuff, man. It's been 20 years. And then it would, you'd have a ventilator or a thing on your fit. Man, it was just a fucking pain in the ass, I'll tell you, man. And bees would be everywhere. And I'm scared of bees. The first time I put a bee suit on, and because I knew we made really good money. You made $400 cash every job you did. So I fucking quickly adapted to, you know, learning how to do it. But the first time we went into a tweaker's backyard with an old Chevy Nova or whatever, and there was a bee's nest inside the trunk, and they were just real, you know, nice and calm. And man, it was just so crazy standing next to bees, and they're flying next to you, and then you would just, you know, take care of them. You know, man, we did so many. One job, I broke a window. I got out of my truck probably 3 houses down from the initial spot, and I seen my guy was on the roof doing his thing, but he called for backup, which he never does. His name was Rick Tapia. He was a real asshole. He treated me like a real asshole. He never wanted to help me or show him. He's one of these guys that he felt like you were going to take his job and whatever. Right, a little cock. He was getting, you know, bit up. So I getting out of the car to put my suit on, which you suit up about 4 or 5 houses down. Man, I got out of the car, zoop, 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 zoop. Bees just started smashing me. I hit myself in the face, broke my sunglasses, got in my car. You know, I was like, you mother, you know, blah, 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 blah. And drove another street down, put my bee suit on, and I got out. I pulled right up, and I get out. I go, Rick, what do you need? He was like, I don't know. Can you get a ladder? And I go, and I heard a dog yelping. Arr, arr, arr. And my cat's looking at me. So I go, hold on a second. I ran in the backyard. This guy had a little Jack Russell or something, and it was just bees were all over him. You know what I mean? And so I grabbed him, scooped him up, started knocking the bees off him. I think I even took him and dunked him in the kiddie pool, you know, and like, you know, and grabbed him, and I started making a beeline for the house, and I knocked on the door. I said, let me in, let me in. And the bees are, and I got my suit on, but they still get in little areas and attack you. And I'm going, where the fuck is the homeowner? Are they even home? So I was like, boosh, just punched a hole right through the fucking door. The window shattered. The dog's like, burr, burr. I opened the door, shut it, ran in there was a patio door, came into the house. Thank God the patio door, shut the door, and the guy's like, what the fuck? Man, you shattered my window back there. And his wife's like, yeah, the dog, look at the dog. The dog was just blown up, man. They had to take him to the vet. They gave him Benadryl or an some kind of histamine or something. And the wife was thrilled. The husband was pissed. He's like, that's a decorative window. But man, I had so many cool customers. I had a really cool customer that was on Ocean's 11. He was always trying to give me weed. He was just a really good, I mean, I just had a lot of cool customers, man. I loved working in Vegas. I hated the people outside of my customers. It was just culturally devoid, culturally bankrupt. The people my age were really just the fucking worst people. And dating was the worst thing in the world. You know, I remember I was dating a girl, and I opened up her drawer, and she had a strap on, and I asked her, what's this for? And she was like, what do you mean? And I said, well, I'm just saying, what did you went to a bachelorette party? Is this like some kind of gag? She's like, no, I use it. And I go, on who? Girls? And she's like, no, guys. And I was like, you ain't using that shit on me. I'll just tell you that right now. Where I come from, I do the thing, okay? And she's like, what are you looking through my... I said, sweetie, you asked me to get your soccer shorts. You were in the shower. Right after that, about a week later, I ended up breaking up with her. I said, I'm not fucking dating a girl that does this shit. I'm not even, you know, I'm pretty, I would say, you know, open-minded to stuff, but I'm not into swinging. I'm not into beating people to death. I'm not into cutting. I'm not into any crazy, you know, shit like that. I can't even tell you how many times, even here in Florida and in California and in Las Vegas, I'd be at the gym working out, and a guy would come up to me and go, hey man, my wife really thinks you're hot. And I'd be like, what? He'd be like, you know, maybe you know, you could come over sometime. And you know, I'm like, nah, not at all. Number one, you're married. Yeah, I just want to watch. And I go, dude, there's no way. I'm telling you, it's happened. I'm telling you, it's happened. At least if it's happened 3 times, it's happened 6 or 7, 100%. And it's always a little guy, you know, a little guy that's a little, you know, whatever. You know, I just want to watch. No, thank you, dude. I'm not into weird sex shit.